So I spent about 25 years working in the corporate environment, in large corporations and small corporations. And one thing that was constant through all of that is a lot of things are decided in meetings. People come and they pitch their ideas. And for the most part, the bad ideas get weeded out and maybe the good ideas get tried. But sometimes ideas make it all the way to the yes stage. And you sit there and you go, what are we doing? What were these people thinking? And well, in today's episode, there's at least 3 stories in the cruise space that if I was sitting in a meeting, I'd be like, "What? That's what you want to do? That really?" Yeah, that plus a whole lot more cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views. For your face on a Thursday, the 2/1 of November. I think everybody's Black Friday sale started today, and Black Friday's still a week away. What the heck is what were they thinking? I missed the ritual of Black Friday. Look, it's going to be one of those shows because there's a lot of news and there's a lot of things that are tweaking my brain. Before we get to some of these crazy stories, let me just randomly click a tab here and see what pops up. Okay, this is a good one. Eric Stonestreet named godfather of the Norwegian Aqua. Norwegian Aqua is the new cruise ship coming out from Norwegian Cruise Line next year. Coming out, I believe it's in May or March of 2021. And Eric Stonestreet is the two-time Emmy award-winning actor that was on the show that had Sofia Vergara. Why is that the only thing I think about when I think about that? Modern Family. It was a pretty good show. Of course, Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy was on there, and that's good. Exciting. He's very excited. There's some promotional video out there. Make sure you go check out Norwegian Cruise Line's YouTube page if you want to see what they're doing over there with Eric Stonestreet. I'm very excited about the Aqua coming out. Congratulations to Eric and congratulations to Norwegian Cruise Line. I do have another Norwegian Cruise Line story that I want to share with you. It's a story that doesn't seem too out of pocket because we've seen Norwegian Cruise Line do this before. It does seem that they will open up the bookings for sailings into the future, and then as time goes on, they kind of reevaluate those bookings, and then they end up canceling a bunch of sailings. We have that going on right now. They're canceling a total of 38 cruises on board 3 of its cruise ships in the future: Norwegian Jewel, Norwegian Star, Norwegian Dawn. These are all cruises in the future. Cruises starting in November of 2025 all the way through April of 2026. Canceled cruises on Norwegian Jewel will be itineraries that depart from November the 23rd to April the 5th, 2026. It was going to be doing 16 5 to 14 night cruises in the Caribbean and the Bahamas, leaving from Tampa. Now we have sailings on the Norwegian Dawn, including all previously scheduled to depart between November the 2nd, 2025 and April the 12th, 2026. It was going to be sailing around Africa and Asia. It's canceling those. And we also have the Norwegian Star. It's canceling its cruises that were going to be going down to South America and Antarctica. 11 cruises that were going to happen between November the 20th, 2025 and April the 14th, 2026. They haven't put out the replacement itineraries yet. Customers that are booked on these cruises will be getting notified soon. They'll be getting a 100% refund of the payment that they've made so far. Most of the time in these circumstances, we hear the term fleet redeployment. Again, it's a moving target, I guess, to understand what's going on geopolitically in the world, also to understand where the cruising demand is. And so, yeah, it looks like we have Norwegian Cruise Line making an adjustment on these future sailings. Were you on any of these sailings? Did you get cancellated? Leave a comment below. So I got one of those scary emails today, one of those "you've been hacked" emails. And a lot of times those are fake. They're there to get you to click something so that you do get hacked. But not me. I've got a little bit of confidence because of today's sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. I use a VPN to encrypt my private internet data so that hackers and identity thieves, they can't see it. It's a really cool piece of technology that makes it all scrambled up when it's going out to the internet. And so it keeps your data safe. I do like Private Internet Access VPN for a couple reasons. First, they don't save any of your information. So it's not like you're hiding your information just so somebody else can save it. They don't keep any of the logs. And second, they let you cover all of your devices for one low subscription price. I also like PIA VPN because they help me with geofencing. boxing. I made the mistake last week of watching the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, and it was not good. And so immediately after that, I wanted to go see some classic fighting. And I found a documentary on Netflix about the Rumble in the Jungle, a documentary called When We Were Kings about Muhammad Ali and George Foreman in that classic bout. And while I was over in Mexico, I was in the Mexican Riviera and I sat down to watch it, and well, it wasn't available for me there because it's only available in the United States. So fortunately, I was able to use PIA VPN to connect to a server in the US and get my boxing fix. I've been using PIA VPN for a while now. They've got the 24/7 customer service, and they also have a 20-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it really risk-free. You can try PIA VPN for yourself at a big 83% discount. Just go to the link www.piavpn.com/La Lido Loca. You'll get the 83% off of your subscription. Comes out to about $2.03 a month, and you get 4 months absolutely for free. Protect your internet traffic today. Thanks PIA VPN for sponsoring this episode. Cruise news story number 3, and this is one of those, what the heck were they thinking when they made this decision? There's a cruise company out there offering a 4-year world cruise to coincide with the upcoming presidency of the president-elect Donald Trump. And so, as happens with most elections, there's always this sentiment that if this person gets elected, I'm leaving the country. And well, the marketing department of this cruise line must have had a meeting and said, hey, people say stuff like that. You know what we should do? We should market a cruise that you can escape America during the presidency. You can flee from the Donald Trump. And of course, it's Villa V Odyssey. It seems like they would just be quiet and not do any kind of crazy marketing. You know Villa V, the residency at sea. They had a challenge getting started, but now they're finally on their way, and there's people on that cruise ship happy to have their residency at sea, but apparently there's some more spaces available, and so they're like, do you hate America at certain times? Why don't you leave America and flee America? Now, interestingly, they've come out and said, we developed this marketing program before we knew who was going to win the election. So I guess they would also be offering a, do you not want to be around during a Harris presidency cruise? But I think it's just a risky proposition and a crazy decision from a marketing department and a leadership that would approve of this kind of thing. Because you're like, hey, these things have been kind of tight. So half of the country will probably be excited about the outcome. The other half will be not excited about the outcome. Let's target some marketing that will play into that. Only half of the people are happy or unhappy. Look, I know you got to get your cruise ship booked up, but that's it's like, or what, we're going to have some sort of religious cruise next. A couple things I think probably even applies to marketing. Stay away from the politics and stay away from the religion. Wow. Okay. I don't know. Do you think it was a good decision to market it that way? I guess there's a bunch of A-list celebrities that might be on that cruise just to escape. I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number 4 is another rescheduling story. I'll just hit it quick. Carnival has adjusted some departure times for the Carnival Panorama. Carnival Cruise Line saying that the Carnival Panorama now needs to leave Long Beach a half an hour earlier than it has been. It's going to be moving the departure time of that cruise ship from 4:30 p.m. back to 4 p.m. This is going to take effect here at the end of 2024 and carry on all the way through 2025. It starts with the December the 6th departure. So if you're cruising on it this week, you might be okay. I think most people are probably on board by 4 o'clock, but then some people do cut it close. So yeah, you used to have till 4:30. Now you have until 4 p.m. to get on the Carnival Panorama. Cruise news story number 5, and why not? Let's just stay with Carnival Cruise Line. They've added another set of items to the banned item list. Language on the banned item list now says boomboxes, radios, and all types of speakers, including Bluetooth, portable, and wireless, are now banned. Banished. No more portable speakers on Carnival. They're citing that it's you can't hear the announcements. Sorry, kids, if you like to listen to your Bluetooth speaker on your boombox while carrying around a radio, it's a no-go. no go. Cruise news story, the next one. What are we on? 6, 7, 5? I don't know. The next cruise news story. Did you hear the crazy story that came out of Haiti that a Spirit airline plane landed, I believe it was in the capital, in Port-au-Prince, and people started shooting at the airplane? You may remember that it was just in October where Royal Caribbean finally returned to Haiti, to the port of Labadee. And of course, on the heels of the gunfire on the aeroplane, the FAA said, we're not going there for a little bit until this calms down. State Department issued a new level 4 do not travel to Haiti, said you might get kidnapped. There might not be adequate health care. There might not be other things. And well, Royal Caribbean's still going to Labadee. Now, I understand that decision because Labadee is, pretty contained. It's got a security thing around it. It is like a little resort area. I guess the only thing that worries me in that State Department warning is the not ability to get good health care. And what's interesting in this story is that Carnival Cruise Line, while not stopping officially in Haiti, they stop in the Dominican Republic at Amber Cove, which is on the same island. And Amber Cove is actually closer to the turmoil in Port-au-Prince than even Labadee. We've seen it before. Sometimes the State Department recommends not going to a place, but the cruise lines, they still go to a place and they use their own security evaluation. Of course, I've said this before, if the cruise company doesn't keep you safe, that's going to be a hard sell, right? So it's in the cruise company's best interest to keep you safe. And so they've got a lot of people making that decision whether or not to go somewhere, even though there is a warning not to go there. So does this worry you, them shooting at the plane? Does that make you think twice about going to Haiti? What do you think? Leave a comment below. All right, let's do another one of those. What the heck were they thinking when they made this decision? Cruise news stories. Let's talk about a theme cruise, a charter cruise that has been accepted by a cruise company where people can bring their dogs with them on a cruise. Yeah, Margaritaville at Sea Islander out of Tampa, they've accepted a charter cruise which will allow passengers to bring their dogs on board with them to stay. Fido gets to stay in the cabin. 250 dogs, up to 250 dogs on this cruise ship. It's a partnership between Cruise Tales and Expedia of West Orlando. Certainly a cruise targeted at dog lovers. There's a lot of dog lovers out there. I got no hate for the dog lovers, but I'm just trying to think of somebody who owns a cruise ship that doesn't normally have dogs in there, like La Quinta, right? That hotel is dog friendly, but you can tell that it's dog friendly because the rooms are, you might have a little dog smell. You might have a little dog hair. You might have dogs pooping out in front of your hotel. Made the decision to be dog friendly, and that certainly brings more people over to La Quinta. But a one-off dog cruise, would you really risk your cabins having a funk? Maybe. It's not like there's some rule where all the dogs have to be hypoallergenic and they can't shed and they don't stink. There's no rule like that. I know Margaritaville at Sea, that's certainly a good boon for them to be able to, charter out their ship. That means money, and that's a company that's continuing to grow, and, generating revenue is certainly important. But I don't know. I just don't think I would take my inventory and dog it up. Unless you're going to dog it up all the time. I guess I would be the person in the meeting going, do we really want to do that? Is that, can we maybe just get like a bookworm convention? Because there's not actually worms. It's just people that like to read books. What do you think? Are you like, doggone it, it's a great idea, or this idea's gone to the dogs? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Also, isn't it pronounced La Quinta? I think it's La Quinta, not La Quinta. I can already see the comment out there. I don't know what La Quinta is, but I do know what La Quinta is. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the famous hotel chain. Calm down, everybody. Cruise news story, maybe 9. We'll call it 9. Port Canaveral has tallied up its numbers for the 2024 cruise season. They've ended their 2024 season over there. They're starting their 2025 season. They welcomed 7.6 million passengers across 13 home-ported ships and 911 cruise ship calls. And well, if you don't know what my next line is, I'll give you a second to think. It's a record. It's a new record for the second busiest cruise port in the world. That's right. The whole dance between Miami and Port Canaveral continues. This year, it looks like Miami has edged them out. 12% increase over the 6.8 million cruise passengers of last year. And they are projecting that they're going to have a big year next year. Are you ready for it? 8.4 million passengers in 2025, 1,030 ship calls, And I'm assuming they're looking to go at Miami and knock them out a little bit. I love these stories. I love these stories. I love the growth of cruising. We heard records out, I believe, of Baltimore. We heard records out of New Orleans. We've heard records out of Miami. We've heard records everywhere, records, and not a DJ to play them. It's good. It's good. Congratulations, Port Canaveral. It still is probably my favorite cruise port. Tampa's the most convenient, but as far as ship selection with ease of getting to, for me, it's right there in Port Canaveral, or Orlando, as I like to call it. What's your favorite cruise port here in Florida? Is it Port Canaveral? Leave a comment below. Man, that's a lot of cruise news today. And I got one more of those. Are you sure that's the right decision? Are you sure? Do you have good messaging to go along with it if that's the decision? Got one more of those, but before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in Feel the Power Cruising. I checked the other day, it seems like there's 48% of the people that watch the show that aren't subscribed. What are you waiting for? It's absolutely free, and it tells YouTube that you're dang happy to be a cruiser. If you want to show that you're happy to be a cruiser, hit the subscribe button. Is that too much? Am I pushing too hard? I can be nonchalant about it, like, subscribe if you want. I don't care. Do whatever you gotta do. Okay, we talked about it the other day. I said that I was angry at Carnival Cruise Line because they've disrupted a cruising tradition that I love and that many people love, and that's the tradition of late night pizza. And some people commented after that video, like, they're still gonna have pizza. What are you crying about? And so obviously those people don't really understand the tradition of late night pizza, the going to the Pizza Pirate or Pizza del Capitano and hanging out in a line and getting that fresh, thin pie, you know, after a late night of fun. It's a whole thing. If you don't get it and you think that the midnight buffet sheet pizza is the same as fresh made round pizza, then you're dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. You're a lost cause. But there's an interesting conversation that continues to happen over there at Carnival, and the messaging's getting funky. Here's some clarification. So late night pizza, Pizza Pirate, Pizza del Capitano on most cruise ships open till 4 a.m. And so the original messaging came out and said, look, we know that the pizza lines are long. We want to make it better for you. We want to give you a better cruise experience. So we want to decrease the lines at the Pizza Pirate and Pizza del Capitano. So we're going to close down the pizza restaurant at midnight. We're going to let the pizza making activity be added to the late night buffet. And then you can get deep dish pizza on the late night buffet, in addition to a lot of other items, chicken tenders, French fries, other stuff. So they're going to have a full late night buffet. Now, that buffet is going to run from midnight till 2:30. So you used to be able to get pizza till 4, but now after 2:30, you can't get the pizza in the same way, and you really can't get any food after 2:30 unless you pay for food through the room service. You basically could get free food till 4, but now you're going to not be able to get free food till 4. You're only going to be able to get free food until 2:30. Maybe no big deal, but where it's been interesting is some of the pushback, because some people have said loudly, hey, I don't think this is really about reducing the crowds. This is about saving money. A Carnival trying to cheap out a little bit and save money. And then that got the ire of the people at Carnival up. Even John Hield came out and said, no, this is actually going to cost us more money. Don't you know that we're giving you more food? Now, I think there was already a late night buffet. Again, I don't know who's doing the accounting on this, but John's trying to say, look, smarty pants, if you think it's about money, it's not about money. It's going to cost us more money. It's about the lines. And by the way, you know, we've done the data on it. There's not that many people out after 2:30 a.m. Which the person that was arguing with John said, well, then what do you mean it's about the line? If there's not that many people out, what are you talking about? That's the problem sometimes when you're trying to, you know, I think you might be better, sir. It's tough because there's 500,000 people that talk to John Hield, talk to Carnival through John Hield over on that Facebook page. Sometimes you just got to make the decision and be like, this is what we decided to do. I know it's going to make some people upset, but you'll get used to it. And we're going to try it. This is what we thought we would do. And but anytime that you start to try to explain it, that's when you're gonna get picked apart. I think that's one of those decisions. If I was sitting in the Carnival boardroom, I'd have been like, "Are you sure? Are you sure we want to do that?" Or you know, when you start responding, or you'd be like, "Are you sure you want to respond to that?" I don't know. You know, is it being a baby to say now there's 90 minutes where I used to get free food or included food that now I have to pay an additional charge for. And apparently nobody's up that time anyways. I don't know. I've eaten pizza at 3 a.m. I've eaten pizza at 4 a.m. There are night owls on cruise ships. It's not going to be most of the ship, obviously, but there are some people that are being disadvantaged. And again, I think Carnival's best course of action would have been like, this is the decision that we made, and that's the way we're going to roll with it. Sorry. We're trying to make the best decisions. And at the end of the day, you're trying to keep customer satisfaction high, but at the end of the day, these are companies that are trying to pay off debt. They're trying to make as much money as possible. It's capitalism, baby. I want to make as much money as possible by giving the least amount of service as possible. And that's the job of the enterprise, of the business. On the other side, the job of the consumer is I want as much stuff as possible for the least amount of money possible. And it's where those two things meet. That's where pricing comes from and demand, all that stuff. But yeah, can you make some choices and keep your people happy and not try to talk in circles? I think that's a challenge that all businesses have, and it's certainly playing out in an interesting way over there at Carnival. Wow, that was a lot of cruise news. Big thanks again to PIA VPN for sponsoring today's show. Protect your data. Click that link. And thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe for more. Tony for La Lido Look. Until next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.
Cruise news. Cruise news. Cruise